right, so we're going to get started. Welcome to the English 11 Semester 1 study session. Today's focus is summarizing and also the theme discussion assignment. So it's assignments 251 and 441. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My name is Leslie Farrington. My email is right here in the middle of the page if you want to get a hold of me that way, and you're always more than welcome to chat message me as well. So those are the best two ways to get a hold of me, and the fastest probably would be email, because I can check that during the day. And if you don't need me to respond to you until the evening, the best way is by chat. The essential questions we're going to talk about today. First, what is a theme and how do you find one? Then what is the purpose of a summary? And what needs to be included in a summary? So first we're going to talk about theme. The link for the Prezi that we're going to be using is right here, so you're always more than welcome to click over to that and go through the Prezi yourself more slowly if you want to. Of course, this is recorded, so you can also go through and pause whenever you need to if you wanted to look at something more closely. So, theme, finding meaning in literature. So we're going to be talking about what a theme is. It is the truth about life revealed in a work of literature. It tends to focus on discoveries about the big topics or subjects in everyone's life. Themes can be applied to pretty much anyone. So big topics and subjects could be responsibility, relationships, success, fitting in, loss. They tend to be things like truth, things that anybody could relate to. So theme is not a topic or a subject, and this is something that I see a lot when we're looking at assignment 251, are that students tend to sometimes try to give me a topic for their assignment instead of giving me an actual theme. So topics and subjects are what the author's chosen to write about. For example, subjects in the Hunger Game includes survival, dystopian society, power, and overcoming challenges. Theme is not a summary of the plot either. Plot is the series of events in the story, and that is not what our theme is going to be. So theme is what the author has to say about the subject he or she's written about. So looking at the subject power in the Hunger Games, what is Suzanne Collins saying about power? Because the Capitol's power in the Hunger Games has caused them to do inhumane things to keep it, she is saying absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is a theme that's supported by the text. It could apply to anything really outside of the book. It does not only apply to the book. So subject versus theme, if we're looking at these. Subjects are usually just one or two words. So what is the story about? Themes are full sentences or sayings. What is the lesson the author's trying to say to communicate to the reader about the subject? So we see subjects can be like sacrifice, family, consequences, hardship and struggle, and love. Themes could be something like love conquers all, good triumphs over evil, honesty is the best policy, crime doesn't pay. These are examples of themes. Sacrifices bring reward. So try this. What is the subject of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? So what is the story about? So they're showing you some different things, right? That the subject is about, the story's about. But then using the subject jealousy for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, what is the theme? Okay, so before you decide on the theme, you're going to take a look at jealousy within the story. How are the jealous characters portrayed? What do they do? And how do they eventually end up? So now, given what we know about the evil queen who is jealous in the story, what is the author trying to tell us about jealousy? The author's trying to say that jealousy is a powerful emotion that can destroy lives. So this is one theme from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Stories can have more than one theme, and a lot of times you see that they do. So there are lots of themes you could use for the Hunger Games. So they could be teamwork often leads to success, making a difference takes hard work, everyone is their own person and no one belongs to anyone else, too much power can lead to chaos. Some themes for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs could be love conquers all, Good triumphs over evil. Good people are blessed while bad people are punished. Be careful not to get too specific with your themes. You don't want your themes to only apply to the book or work of literature that you're reading. They should be relevant to everybody, and they should be able to apply to any kind of situation. They shouldn't include specific events, characters, or settings from the texts. So dwarfs are helpful is too specific to Snow White. A bow and arrow will help you survive the Hunger Games is too specific to Hunger Games. Splitting the country into districts would never work is obviously very specific to just the Hunger Games. Being evil will turn you into a witch and you'll fall off a cliff is too specific also. So you should always have textual evidence, direct or implied, when you're trying to make a theme, something that supports your theme, okay? So this is how you'd find that. Step 1 is you're going to identify some subjects that the text talks about. Ask yourself, if I boil the story down to just 1 or 2 words, what is it about? So bullying, peer pressure, success, love, anything like that. Step 2, ask yourself what happens in the plot to the character in the text that relates to those subjects. So you could say, Jane is bullied by the other girls in her class because of the music she likes. She's tempted to quit her band even though she's worked really hard to get where she is. Step 3, you could say, step 3 is look for the story's resolution. How is the conflict in the story resolved, or what happens in the end to the relation to the subjects? So, for example, Jane decides not to quit her band. Jane's band wins the talent show at her school, and suddenly all the other kids in her class want to know about music. Step 4, now you're looking for lessons that the character learns or that are implied in the text related to the subjects you've been looking at. So you're trying to form these findings into a complete sentence statement that expresses your opinion as supported by the text. So this sentence should express an opinion. Be true to yourself. Hard work will eventually pay off. So these are themes. You should always have textual evidence, direct or implied. So direct meaning that there are words from the text. Implied means that it's an underlying message that supports your theme or themes. The end. Okay, welcome, Sequoia. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and shout them out, or you can always send me a chat message also. Okay, so looking over here at assignment 251, which is called theme discussion. The assignment needs a paragraph. They give you the format that shows topic sentence, the most memorable theme from Romeo and Juliet was, ... and then you have to finish that. They want you to give two concrete details from the actual play to support that this is the theme. They want you to give a commentary sentence about that, and it wants you to give a concluding sentence. As I said before, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is that instead of giving me a theme, they're giving me a topic. So you don't want to give me a one-word topic. It should be something else about a theme. The other thing that some people often forget is that you need to include a comment on one of your classmates' work. Do not forget to use quotes or constructive feedback, which is going to get you the most points. If you just say, that's great, you're going to get the minimal amount of points for having commented on somebody's stuff. But if you say, that's great, I think that you should add more concrete details to support this or this, or you include a quote that you really enjoyed from their paragraph, then you will get more points than you would have if you just include, good job. So, does anybody have questions? As I said earlier, you're more than welcome to ask me questions about this specific assignment or really anything having to do with English. If you are in this English class, that's totally fine because, I teach almost all of the English classes, and if I don't teach it, I can figure it out for you. So, as I said, also, my contact info is right here. So my name, Leslie Farrington, and then my email address also. Okay. Well, then we're going to keep on going. So we are moving on to 441, which is summarizing. We are going to look at the summarizing Prezi first. So what is our goal? Our goal is to provide an objective summary of the text. We'll talk about what that means. A summary. The goal of writing a summary is to explain the main point of the original, but in shorter form. So it should be about a quarter of the size of the original text. A summary restates the author's main point, purpose, and supporting details. It has to be in your own words. So what does objective mean? That means without your opinion. Sometimes it's really hard not to use our opinion when we're trying to write something, but a summary is always going to just be about what the author wrote and not about what your thoughts were about what the author wrote. So you can't leave out information that you don't agree with, and you don't want to put your own thoughts in. So what is the text? The text is going to be the article, chapter, essay, website, paragraph that you have to read and summarize. For this assignment, specifically, it's a paragraph. It's not very long, but you are going to be reading and summarizing that paragraph. So the first sentence is going to be your topic sentence. There are 3 parts to a topic sentence. The first is name it. You need to put the title and the author in your topic sentence. You want a verb. Use a strong verb like explains or describes after you put the title and the author. You don't want to use something like is about or tells about. And then the big picture. What is the main idea of the entire article? So, for example, Finding New Ideas, Making Money by Joe Jackson explains different ways someone could make money with new ideas or inventions. So the red part is the name it, the purple part is the verb, and the big picture is this green part. Ooh. Sorry about that. Tips for finding the main idea. Decide what the topic of the article is. What does the article say about that topic? You want to look for words and phrases that are repeated. You want to look at the introduction and conclusion for thesis-like statements. And you want to make sure that each section of the text supports the main idea you decide on. So sentence number 2 is author's content and purpose. So content, identify the kinds of details the author uses. Do they use facts, examples, personal experiences, information, or expert opinion? Purpose, identify what the author's goal or purpose is. So are they trying to explain, to discuss, to describe, to support, or to persuade? So for example, the author uses examples of people who have successfully made money off their new ideas to explain how to be successful at it. Sentence number 3, the key or important details. Only includes the most important details that are critical to help someone understand the main idea. So, main ideas, Finding New Ideas, Making Money by Joe Jackson explains different ways someone makes money with new ideas or inventions. So the big idea is to directly explain the main idea. It can be explained in more detail. So some people make a lot of money by taking advantage of overlooked resources. And then your say more portion, right, is explain the big idea or give an example. So Joe Jackson once made a lot of money by selling dandelion perfume. So this is supporting this big idea, and this is supporting your example. So accuracy, what does it mean to be accurate? You don't change the ideas as you put it in your own words. The idea has to stay the same, even if you don't agree with it. So quote from the text, Peter Piper's barrel design made it possible for pickles to be stored for longer periods of time. A bad example would be to say one inventor made bigger barrels for pickles. A good example would be to say one inventor made better barrels for pickles. You don't want to leave anything out that would mislead the reader or change the meaning. So Joe Jackson won a competition for his dandelion perfume. You don't want to say Joe Jackson won a worldwide competition for his dandelion perfume if it was not actually worldwide. Concluding sentence, the last sentence that restates the main idea from the topic sentence in a new way. So topic sentence is Finding New Ideas, Making Money by Joe Jackson explains different ways someone could make money with new ideas or inventions. The concluding sentence might say, the ideas in this article make it clear that someone can make money with creative inventions. What to avoid? Dun, dun, dun. You don't want first or second person. This means you don't use words like I or you. Sandy Sunflower created a new organic umbrella that you could grow in your yard. I think that's a good idea. You don't want to say stuff like that. You want to use third person. So you could say Sandy Sunflower created a new organic umbrella that someone could grow in their yard. So opinion, you do not want opinion. The purpose of a summary is to show you understand the article, not to say what you think about the article. You don't want to say, I think hamsters are very cute, or reported speech is so cool, I love it, or something stinks, I wonder who's the culprit, or there's something fishy going on, or I need some love and care. What you what if you need to share an opinion from the article? So this would be like the author's opinion. You want to use a phrase like according to the author or as the author states. Those show that the opinion you're putting into your paragraph, your summary, is actually from the author. So we're going to actually go back here because we don't need to do that. Okay, moving back over to our assignment. So assignment 441, figurative language and connotation, strategy for completing the assignment. You need to remember to include a good topic sentence. So you have the title, the author, the strong verb, and the main idea, and that is on your assignment. So if you forget about this, it's in the assignment itself. The paragraph is very short, so you really need to make sure that when you're reading it, you are using really good specific details from the paragraph to find out what is the point of that paragraph. If you have any questions, you are always welcome to contact me. Again, my name is Leslie Farrington. This is my email address right here. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or send me a chat message. Thank you very much.